More about 3 suspected members of a violent neo-Nazi group that was arrested ahead of Monday's pro-gun rally in Richmond.
And a first-of-its-kind road project in Franklin County is set to be discussed tonight, how it hopes to make things safer for those traveling through the area. Good Thursday morning, time now 7:30 here on WZBJ 24. I'm Josh Birch.
And good morning, everyone. I'm Kimberly McBroom.
Yeah, we continue to follow some breaking news for you this morning out of Bedford. Crews still on the scene of a massive fire in the 500 block of Longwood Avenue. That's where we find WDBJ7's Katie Mazur. And Katie, we understand the flames have kind of started dying down and now have reignited.
Yeah, that's right, Josh. First of all, what I really want to do for you guys is paint a picture of what this morning has looked like for first responders. So I'm going to show you some video from earlier in the morning where you can just see how massive those flames were as they came out of the old Bedford Middle School building. They were very concentrated and very big on the left-hand side, though we did see some smaller flames on the right-hand side of the building, and it has just been absolutely crazy how those flames have just reignited again and again. No matter how much water the crews put on it, it just seemed like it was never ending. It would die down and then it would reignite, and it would die down and it would reignite. So the crews out here have fought the weather. It is very, very cold, and they continue to try and get this fire under control right now. And so if you come back out to me, another thing that I want to tell you guys is that we actually were able to fly Air 7 right now over the video. And so take a look at your screen, and you'll see Air 7 flying over the Bedford Middle School. This is the very first look that we have right now of the damage that has been done to the roof of the building and the surrounding area. I mean, it's crazy because seeing it from the ground level, you really have no idea how much damage is being done, but seeing it from that bird's eye view, you can just tell that the entire roof is completely gone there on that left side of the building, and lots of smoke coming from it. When we drove in from Route 220, we were actually able to see the smoke and the glow of the fire from 220. So just absolutely crazy how much damage is being done. We know that this is a very old building. In fact, it was actually built in the 1930s. It's been a high school and a middle school. In 2018, it was officially closed as a school. But now they've been in the process of looking to renovate it into possibly apartment buildings or a multi-purpose facility or something like that. And so what you can see right now, that yellow spark at the top of there, that is the center steeple that was actually renovated back in the 1990s. It is completely black. I want to take you off of Air 7 now and back to me here on the ground where I'm showing you another look at that steeple. I mean, 30 minutes ago, maybe even less, that steeple there was on fire. Flames were shooting out of it. The billowing smoke was so dark and so thick at times you couldn't even see the steeple anymore. But if you take a look there, you can also see that the fire has completely broken through the roof, and there is just barely anything left at this time. So with this last live look, I'm going to send things back to you guys in the studio and continue to work on getting more information, as well as monitoring everything out there and watching as the crews continue to put out the flames that remain here on the steeple.
Katie, certainly you can see the destruction from the ground, but once you get to Air 7, it is a whole different look at the devastating loss that community is going to be feeling with this fire. Katie Mazur live in Bedford. Thank you.
Yeah, no doubt you can see the smoke for miles and miles around, and just so devastating to that community.
And firefighters battling the flames and also the cold temperatures with all that water. Let's check in now with meteorologist Leo Hirschbrunner. It is a very cold morning and a dangerous morning for those firefighters there.
Yeah, they've been having temperatures in the low to mid 20s throughout the morning. Right when they got there, it was in the low 20s. A little moderation right now, but still well below freezing, so they have to deal with that, plus fighting the fire. We're going to see temperatures continue to warm today, but back into the mid 40s or so. So increase increasing clouds, already seeing lots of clouds in and around the region. They're really just going to thicken up for the rest of the day. Not going to see all that much sunshine. And then that soaking rain does build in on Friday. Now, as it starts early tomorrow morning, if it gets in here early enough, you might see a little light wintry mix, say the higher elevations of Floyd County down into the North Carolina mountains. But that too will quickly get scoured out and we'll all see a chilly rain. Even some heavier downpours possible late Friday into Friday night. That gets out of here, and then we'll see a little more sunshine by Sunday with some snow showers in the mountains, and we all turn windy later Saturday, and that continues into Sunday. Of course, I have much more on this coming up in your hometown forecast.
All right, thank you so much, Leo. We are learning new details about 3 suspected members of a violent neo-Nazi group who were arrested ahead of Monday's pro-gun rally in Richmond. On Canadian Patrick Matthews' computer, agents found a profanity-laced video he taped where he declared, quote, "If you want the white race to survive, derail some trains, kill some people, and poison some water supplies." Matthews and his associates discussed traveling to Monday's gun rights rally in Richmond to start a, quote, "full-blown civil war." U.S. Attorney David Weiss said the men were doing more than just talking about violence, having built an assault rifle and buying 1,600 rounds of ammunition.
Packed food and supplies, including a gas mask, intending to load their truck, quote, "for the war," end quote, in Virginia.
3 other members of the base were arrested last week in Northwest Georgia at the site of a training camp for the group. Happening today, a Rocky Mount man will be sentenced for accessory to capital murder. John Hodges is accused of murdering 18-year-old Alan Riddle in Rocky Mount back in 2017. Aaron Dean of Callaway has already pleaded guilty to first-degree murder. Hodges will be sentenced in Franklin County at 9 a.m. Also happening today, a Catawba man will be in court for a felony charge. Andrew Ray is facing a charge of possession of a weapon by a violent felon. He has a criminal history that dates back to 2012. Ray will be in Roanoke County District Court at 9 a.m.
We have an update on a crash that blocked traffic for hours on I-581 yesterday. State police tell us a dump truck that was carrying a backhoe hit the Hirschberger Bridge near mile marker 3. The crash blocked all southbound lanes for several hours yesterday evening while crews cleaned up. Officials say no one was hurt. VDOT did inspect that bridge for damage and then gave the all clear. The concept for one of the first roundabouts in Franklin County will be presented to the public tonight. It's an intersection that's been a sore spot for years where Hardy Road meets Route 122. WDBJ 7's Katie Mazur has more.
It's a road traveled by commuters, school buses, and semis.
Some fatal crashes have occurred around this intersection.
VDOT spokesperson Jason Bond explained that his department is now looking into adding a roundabout to improve safety along this highway.
Why a roundabout?
Well, roundabouts offer many benefits over traditional signalized intersections.
He said that roundabouts move traffic more efficiently, are safer than regular intersections, and are more cost-effective.
Over time, you're not paying for the cost of powering the signal, and they're a little bit easier to maintain.
This is actually the second roundabout in Franklin County that VDOT has proposed, and Bond says he's familiar with people's concerns.
Certainly roundabouts are a different traffic pattern, and they are relatively new for our area.
New is scary.
New is scary. They certainly present concerns with people when they have to make a new change in how they drive, but roundabouts are fairly intuitive.
But if anyone does still have concerns, they're invited to Thursday night's meeting to discuss the proposal.
The plan is to go and to request additional funds to move forward with this change in the scope of the project. And we hope to receive those funds and move forward with the design process and get this project through to construction.
Now, that was Katie Mazur reporting. That meeting is going to be at Burnt Chimney Elementary School from 5 till 7 tonight.
The Virginia Senate has passed a bill that would allow a person who changed their sex to have a new birth certificate issued. Senate Bill 657 would allow a person to receive a new birth certificate to reflect a change of sex without the requirement of surgery. The bill requires proof from a healthcare provider that the individual went through, quote, clinically appropriate treatment for gender transition.
All right, coming up next year on WZBJ 24, a therapy animal that you probably have never seen before.
The bull. That's right.
Yep.
Giving residents at a senior home the ride of their lifetime. You'll definitely want to stick around for that story.
Starting your day with news from your hometown. This is WDBJ 7 Morning on WZBJ 24.
We're following breaking news out of Bedford County as crews battle a fire at the old middle school. Our Katie Mazur will bring us the latest.
Plus, an elderly couple is lucky to be alive after their home catches fire in Henry County. Who's being credited for getting them out safely?
And more gun legislation is being discussed in Richmond. We'll tell you what bills are currently being looked at. Good morning, and thank you so much for joining us for your news at 8 o'clock on WZBJ 24. I'm Niecy Payne.
And I'm Josh Birch.
Yeah, we're going to begin this morning with breaking news. Out of Bedford County, crews are on the scene of a massive fire in the 500 block of Longwood Avenue. WDBJ7's Katie Mazur is live at the scene. This is at the side of the old Bedford Middle School. Katie, what can you tell us?
Hey there, Niecy. Well, right now we are continuing to monitor the center spire right now that is on fire. I'm going to step aside so that you can see it a little bit more on your screen right now. This center spire has just continued to burn. Every time it seems like they've put it out, it just catches fire again, to the point where the smoke has been so bad that we haven't even been able to see the spire at all. The flames have been coming out of the roof, especially there on the right-hand side of the spire. But as you can see, the flames are still incredibly hot, still blazing there in that center spire. And this is what we have been seeing all morning long, this back and forth of them making headway on the fires and then the fires coming back up. So I want to show you now some video of the scene earlier this morning and just give you an idea as to what first responders have been doing all morning long, just trying to get these flames under control. Responders from all over the area have come here to put out these flames since about 3 o'clock this morning. It has been a very, very hard fought battle as flames have come on the left side of the old Bedford Middle School building. Flames were coming through the windows and through the roof. We could hear the glass shattering. We could see debris falling through the windows. It has been an absolutely heartbreaking scene for a lot of the people who live in the area, who have actually come here to the gas station parking lot to watch and see the building and the on fire for themselves. You can come back out to me and take another look at that center spire as crews continue to just try and put it out. And we're kind of watching it very closely in the hopes that it does not actually come crashing down. Now, we do want to show you some Air 7 video at this time. This will really give you that great perspective of what we are seeing. I mean, it is just incredible how much smoke is on the fire at this time, and so many crews. A lot of the roads are blocked off. You can see that there is very little left of the roof as the sun continues to come up here in Bedford County. We're getting a very good look at what the damage that has been done. So for right now, guys, I'm going to send things back to you guys in the studio right now with that last look of the center spire. We're going to stay out here, continue to monitor the situation, and report back with any updates.
Katie, all of that smoke in the air, it truly is, as you described it, just incredible, very jaw-dropping just to see that view from Air 7 this morning, all of that smoke billowing in the air. This fire, as crews continue to battle it this morning, hours long they have been in this thing this morning. Katie, thank you so much for your updates.
Heartbreaking loss for that community. Heartbreaking loss just to, if you hadn't never been there, see how beautiful it is. And the firefighters battling the flames, they're also battling the temperatures out there. And that is a big story everywhere this morning, Leo, all across our hometown, starting in the 20s this morning.
Yeah, in Bedford, they were starting off in the low to mid 20s, still in the mid to upper 20s as they fight that fire. So they're still dealing with temperatures below freezing. The rest of us still warming through the 20s as well, on our way to, say, average temperatures for this time of year. We will warm up into the mid 40s. Not going to get that much sunshine. Some areas might get a couple of breaks of sunshine this morning. Other areas already finding mainly cloudy conditions. Really, the only thing we're going to get are thickening clouds throughout the day, but we do remain dry. So if you have to do any traveling today, no worries about that. Get that umbrella handy. You're going to need it tomorrow. Of course, I have much more on that coming up in your hometown forecast.
Thank you, Leo. Continuing coverage now, fire officials across our region are investigating several house fires that broke out Tuesday night and into Wednesday. In Henry County, a couple in their 80s were hurt in a house fire. Fire crews still working to find out exactly what happened there. We're told one of the couple's sons ran into the home to save them.
They're taking it pretty hard. My father, he's a Alzheimer's patient. He was like in the bed, and I was really concerned about getting them out. I didn't know if they had made it out or not.
While Wood says it's sad to see a house with so many memories destroyed, it's the people that matter far more than the things. A Campbell County home is a total loss following a fire Wednesday morning. Firefighters battled the flames at a home on Mountain Lane in Rustburg. One woman was living inside the home. She was able to make it out. She had no electricity and was using a kerosene heater to stay warm. The cause of that fire is still under investigation. In Martinsville, crews were called out to a home in the 500 block of Glendale Street. According to Martinsville Fire EMS, a woman and her 3 children were inside the home when it first started. They escaped the home safely with their puppy when they noticed the bathroom filling with smoke. Officials believe the fire was related to the home's heating system. Another fire was also reported in Salem. Luckily, no one was injured there. These 4 separate incidents now bring the total number of house fires in our region over the last week to 7.
More now on the General Assembly session. Virginia senators have passed their version of the so-called red flag bill. The margin was just 2 votes, 21-19. Under the bill, a judge or magistrate could issue an emergency substantial risk order if a person poses a credible threat to themselves or others. The bill says a Commonwealth's attorney or 2 police officers will have to present evidence before the order can be issued. It would temporarily prohibit the person from having or obtaining a firearm for 14 days. According to the bill, the person will also have a chance to give up any guns voluntarily. Another gun reform bill is being debated in a House subcommittee. House Bill 567 says it would be unlawful to operate an indoor shooting range in any building that's not owned or leased by the Commonwealth or the federal government. There are some exceptions, including ranges where 90% of the users are law enforcement officers. It would also require the range to keep information like names, phone numbers, and addresses of customers. The bill was introduced by Delegate Dan Helmer of Northern Virginia earlier this month.
Dan Helmer has said that the purpose of this bill is to prevent mass shootings. Gun ranges are the safest places that you can go. I mean, so it kind of points to his actual reason for writing such a bill, and it can't match his stated purpose at all, because we're part of the solution, we're not part of the problem.
This bill has been referred to the Public Safety Committee.
Happening today, Congressman Ben Clyde will be hosting a town hall in Roanoke. It's going to be taking place from 5 to 6:30 tonight at the VFW Post 1264 on Grandview Avenue Northwest. This is an opportunity for Roanoke residents to talk to their representative about issues that are important to them. Interested people can register for that town hall online. Congressman Denver Riggleman made a visit to Averett University. He joined Averett students and staff in building care packages for the Salvation Army. Together, they built 100 packages, which will be given out to homeless people and families in need throughout Danville.
You're in Congress to serve, so this is just a small part of what we can do, but I think it's the biggest part of what we can do is to help others in need, and that's why I'm so excited to come down here. When you have Averett University, you have Salvation Army, and you see all the students coming in to help, it warms your heart.
This was one of the several events hosted by Averett for the university's Martin Luther King Jr. Week of Service. Good to see that.
Yeah, I know. It's awesome. And hopefully they'll just continue those acts of service.
Yep.
We all should continue those acts
Year-round.
all throughout the year. Yeah. Coming up next, a controversial project is moving forward in Roanoke when the new Higher Ed Plaza is expected to be complete.
And there's optimism in downtown Covington, why some believe they may be seeing a renaissance. Stay with us.